So it's finally here, the new Lee Precision app press. What's it all about? Are you down with the APP? Well folks, unboxing videos can be kind of boring and demonstrate in proper ways how to handle a knife. So instead of this, let's make it simple. If you got the deluxe model, the contents in the box include the instruction manual, case and bullet feeder risers ranging from small to high, case feed and tube support, bullet fingers for the 25 or smaller caliber, shell holders number 4, 19, and 2, the catch bottle, bottle adapter lock ring, Lee's new lock ring wrench, a pack of tubes and reducers, and of course the press. So first impressions, I anticipated this press to be a lot bigger than what it is. Just like the song says, big things come in small packages. Well, for us men, that's not really a good saying.
Why did you get it so big?
Hey, that's what she said.
So let's set this thing up. Son of a gun, really? Well, first of all, make sure the press is mounted overhanging enough for clearance. So with the case feeder supports, they're marked A or B, both have two different sizes. You want to find the one that fits snug as possible if you're resizing cases or bullets. Then reinstall the threaded screw and lock nut next to the tube support that you plan on using. After that, you want to find the riser bar that allows the case mount to slightly overhang. In this still shot, you can see that the case mount is slightly under, which is incorrect. This riser bar is slightly too large and will cause jams. If you're sizing bullets, it's the same rule. You want to make sure that the bullet is above the riser. After the correct riser is installed, you want to go ahead and put a nickel or a washer as a spacer between the case feeder or bullet feeder support before tightening down the nut. Looking down through the support, you want to make sure that the cartridge or the bullet is centered before tightening down the lock nut. Then find the tube that works best for the cartridge or the bullet that you're resizing. If you happen to have Lee's new universal case feeder or the old case feeder that Lee used to have and the collator, it also works for this press. In my opinion, I think that this press should have came with this instead of the bullet feeder assembly that it has, or case feeder assembly. So this press has a unique feature in which the shell holder, which uses a breech lock system, can be mounted either on top or on the bottom. So both of these have a breech lock system for the die or the shell holder. Now, as you can see here, there's a plunger in the middle that exudes force on the shell holder or the actual resizing stem if you're using it for bullet sizing. To install the shell holder, it's pretty simple. Go ahead, grab the shell holder for your cartridge that you're going to resize and slide it in first before installing this into the press. Next, you want to grab the bottle, the cap and lock ring. You take the lock ring, and this one doesn't have an O-ring, but I like to put that face down onto the bottle cap, and with the shell holder upside down, screw the cap on. Once that's nice and tight, go ahead and insert that into your press. Let's say this is the breech lock system, so find that groove, spin it counterclockwise, then reinstall your bottle. Align your shell holder, and you should be good to go. Next, with the breech lock eliminator, go ahead and pick up your sizing die that you're going to use. Put it inside the breech lock eliminator. Put the breech lock eliminator into the holder on the top. Then set up your sizing die per manufacturer specifications, just like you are on a regular single stage press. From here, you should be set up for resizing your brass or decapping. So I found that this press is capable of full-length sizing cartridges from 9mm all the way up to 30-06. Regardless of using a carbide sizing die, I recommend using case lube on all cartridges, including pistol brass. Alright, so setting up the press for a bullet sizing operation isn't too difficult at all. You want to go ahead and select the appropriate riser and have it to where the bullet is sitting above the riser itself, slightly. So on the support tube, you want to set it up to where the support tube has about a nickel's width of gap, and that the fingers, which you could actually adjust, scooting back the actual shell assembly and adjusting this screw right here. What that'll do, if you turn it clockwise, it'll actually tighten up the fingers. Turn it counterclockwise, it'll loosen them up. So if you have different diameter bullets, like a 44 mag or whatever, or you want to tighten this down to, let's say, a 30 cal, that's where you're going to need to do your adjustment. And you may have to also adjust that if you're resizing cases. For instance, you go down to a 9mm, and a 45 case is, of course, a little bit bigger. The fingers may not be open enough to allow the case in there. So again, adjusting that screw clockwise is going to close the fingers. Counterclockwise will open them up. All right. Now select the appropriate tube that fits snug inside the riser. And next, find the reducer that fits the bullet nice and tight. Keeps it from tilting or whatever inside there. Now, one little thing I ended up doing was putting an O-ring above this, since I'm putting this inside a bigger tube as a reducer. That enables the actual reducer from actually falling down into the actual assembly itself. So if it didn't have that little O-ring, what would happen is this. You can see that tube fell all the way down in there, and of course that's going to lock up the press. So a little quick tip: if you're having to use a bigger tube in a reducer, as you could tell, the reduced tube doesn't have a way to stop it. So that one thing I think Lee could probably improve on is probably getting some better tubes that, I guess, stop, or just include an O-ring that you could place onto the tube itself like this. So a little cheap Harbor Freight O-ring set. Put it around the tube. Put it around the tube. Drop it down in there, and you're good to go. So Lee came out with the new breech lock bullet sizing kits as well. Essentially, you get 3 pieces. What looks like the breech lock eliminator is actually the new bullet sizing die. Then you got the bottle adapter and the lock ring. How you set this up is pretty simple. With the numbers facing downwards, you drop it into the bullet sizing kit like so. Then install the bottle adapter, long thread side first. Screw it in. Now get your bottle and basically screw it in. Simple as that. So this goes now onto the bottom of the press. And like I said, this unique feature of this press, you could take the shell holder, breech lock shell holder, remove whatever shell holder you have in there, install the actual stem, and this will go right on top of the press. And now you'll be resizing bullets. Disregard the threads here. You actually put your bottle adapter on there to kind of thread protect it if you wanted to. But now your bullet sizing stem is up top, and we'll be pushing down into the sizer and catching onto the bottle. Well folks, that's it. That's the complete process how to set up the Lee Precision app press for case processing or bullet feeding. Well, stay tuned, stick around, because I got more videos, little tips and tricks and mods how to make this press run the way you want it. So I just want to say thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button, like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the next video.